The Sassy Show is thrilled to partner with Joy Club as our sponsor for this series. Now, Joy Club is an online sex-positive community bringing curious, kinky minds together to connect, learn, and play. If you're looking to spice up your social scene or host a sultry event, then Joy Club is a brilliant way of making an impact. But it's not just all about events, honeys. It's also a brilliant way to connect with like-minded individuals who share your passions and maybe even your deepest, wildest fantasies. So whether you want to explore those desires, make meaningful connections, or showcase that uncensored sass, Joy Club has created a safe and welcoming environment for you to do just that. So dive into the world of Joy Club by visiting joyclub.com and let the fun begin. Hello and welcome to The Sassy Show. I'm Bethany, your host, aka VXSassy2 on the old Instagram, and today I'm joined by the fabulous Venus and Amy, who are the dream team behind London Fetish Film Festival. As performers in their own right, individually and as a duo known as Saint Raven, Amy and Venus, you are spreading the erotic magic, the kink positivity. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
I wondered if you could describe in your own words what you both do.
So we're running London Fetish Film Festival for the 5th year now. Started 2019, so math just about right, yeah, 5th year. And we're doing it again. The thing is happening again. December 13th to 15th at the Hen and Chicken Theatre in Holborn, Islington, which has been the home of the festival for years now, and we love it. So
I'm just going to add that this is London's only dedicated fetish film festival, which you founded.
Very dedicated.
Very grateful.
We live
for
and
your
breathe
existence.
fetish.
And you'll find that the venue you use is very welcoming to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we've struggled trying, with some venues having a lot of censorship issues and things based around fetish and kink communities. But the venue we've been using is really supportive.
Which is fantastic, because we are actually struggling a lot currently in London, in the world really, with fetish and censorship and venues that are sex positive. We're running out of them immensely, I think.
You said globally. I know London in itself is a struggle. I think you can find very small private dungeons, or you're looking at very expensive, bigger venues that come with much different licenses and very few middle ground spaces.
Absolutely, which is an issue, because if you're self-funded like we are, you would struggle to find a venue.
Let's talk about what brought the festival to life and what people can expect from coming to the weekend.
Expect the worst. In a good way.
I think you have a fetish for films.
I do.
Watching
love
her watch films and watching her talk about films, or watching her find inspiration from films, I'm like, yeah, is that what got it going?
Yeah, I love films. I love films. When I was young, I wanted to be a filmmaker. Quit school and be a filmmaker. Then I became a photographer. So kind of, all right, similar-ish. But I do love life through a lens. It's about, I want to look at things differently via lens, and I love film immensely, more than life sometimes. More than theatre. Oops, I said it. So yeah, I love film, and I love fetish. So together, excellent. So people should expect, ideally, films that are twisted in a way that's not cinematically beautiful. I love aesthetics, but also the content is very crucial.
For me, what kind of attracted me to working with you in the festival was that looking at fetish from a lens that you wouldn't necessarily normally consider in day-to-day life, of what you would think, oh, that's obviously kinky, that's obviously fetish. I really love, my favorite type of films that we get are the ones that are so subtle, and there was the one last year called Alice. It was about a sweat fetish.
Sweatphilia.
Yeah, but it was so it wasn't kinky, it wasn't leather and latex, it wasn't, it was a stunning kind of almost retro film, and it was so subtle, and so it was about fixation, pure fixation,
and that is fetish,
and that's fetish. I feel so many people are yeah, chains and whips and latex. I'm yeah, it's great hot. That is super hot, but also it's here, it's it's the psychology of it.
Which makes me think that it can be a very multi-sensory experience. That's how I approach.
We'll do ASMR.
Imagine doing it in 4D.
Whispering. Can you imagine? But multi-sensory, yes. Sound is very important, I think, for film, which sounds, but bizarre because it's not just a visual. Sometimes you can hear the soundscape of somebody moaning. You don't have to see them climactically reaching a point of
But I think that's the
orgasm.
you have a differentiation between theatre and film, which obviously there is. However, both are storytelling. And I think sound is so important. Like I've seen shows that I could have just closed my eyes and just listened to the whole thing. And I think it's like those elements are really important, especially when not trying to show something explicitly. It's down to your imagination, which for me is sexier. I think so.
And it also feels like a disruption of what we know as mainstream porn, because it's not porn, but it's something around erotic. Like I love erotica, and I find film to be another great portal to explore what feels erotic. And I'm wondering how that might change from your experiences on stage as Saint Raven. How do you see the difference of what you do in that part of your life versus your joy and celebration of fetish film? Is there a crossover?
I think it's very different because in performances,
what is a performance?
What is it
for us?
Yeah.
Chaos, which is great. It's great chaos. It's how do we describe us? We do a lot of kind of like blood play, waterboarding, asphyxiation, impact play, like but with a ritualistic kind of focus through it all.
Yeah, very different to film, but also we do have films in the festival that do say if we were to be filmed doing a performance, I would totally have it in the festival in the sense of like what we do could be extreme, but I love that. I love extreme, but I hate the word extreme, but people would deem some things being extreme, like scalpel play or needles or waterboarding or like forms of torture that when consensual and done in a safe way, which is a big subject matter, obviously, because things can go wrong and it's scary to discuss or show in public things that could go wrong. So this is very like walking on thin ice. I think I moved the mic.
I feel like that's part of it, actually, that constant awareness that this could be dangerous if the person doing it moves in a different direction, but that's where you build the trust, and that's the beauty of the performance and how it captivates the audience, actually.
And BDSM in general, fetish, and BDSM specifically, because fetish can be, oh my god, this flower is so hard, I want to wank to it. That's a fetish.
I like trees, just putting it out
You know what I
there.
mean? Yeah. So BDSM, I'm very much personally inclined towards the BDSM aspect of fetish, but also during the festival, I've literally opened my brain to so many different fetishes that blows my mind. That's the type of stuff that I want.
What were your introductions to kink and fetishness, BDSM?
Oh God, I don't know. I just remember when I was young, I loved like instruments of torture, looking at them, buying them. Having an instrument of torture used in a way, say war, I'm anti-war, I'm anti this type of torture, fuck off. But when it comes to a way that we can reclaim those instruments in a playful way, sexually or in a fetish way, then I'm 100% down for that. Buy an Iron Maiden or you name it, like that little fork that you put, you know, all those things. Heretic fork, that's sexy. So all the stuff that we used to torture people back in the day, now you can reclaim that and use that because they're inventive as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, medieval torture devices.
Okay, yeah, Amy, I want to hear you.
For me, what was the question?
Your introduction to the world of kink or BDSM.
I think for me, it's always been, what's the word? Really personal until I met you and we started performing together. You were performing years before me, but
age gap. I'm 689.
I'm just 69.
Looking good, guys.
I think for me it was more, personally, it was a lot of like sensory deprivation to kind of calm my brain a lot, and not necessarily forever in a sexual way. It just literally is just like, I think that's always been my go-to personally.
Learning curves. I always really like to talk to people about what has been a learning curve, how they've moved through something that can be quite a challenging area of work.
Oh yeah. First of all, the fact that we cannot really take it many places because they won't have anything to do with sexuality or fetish or porn, which we can't say anymore. It's an adult.
Corn.
It's corn. any other cereals. It's just we can't take it places that you could with a festival, any other film festival. And what we did in the first year, we did screen the first year's films when in Cali, Colombia, in the only LGBTQ plus venue, through one of our collaborators, Maud Madeleine, who at the time lived in Colombia. And then we took it to Bordeaux in France. So there were films screened, and that was my vision, to actually have this festival and this some of the films, not all of them, globally, kind of like take
like a tour.
Yeah, like a little tour of kink.
Yeah. Oh, I hope that, please.
Me too.
That's
That would be
possible.
wonderful. And so it's not just about London, but it will be the brand of this festival traveling to wherever, to the little village that has never seen this. And it's like, oh, surprise.
And then they're like, oh.
That's the dream. It's like, otherwise you're preaching to the choir, because London is quite open-minded, I think. But then the censorship legally is a big issue currently. I don't think they're very open-minded. We have all kinds of fetish events happening in London, so I don't think that's the problem. It's all the legalities and the legislation that keeps going backwards in time. I think this reflects the political atmosphere, that we're really struggling to find places that embrace open-mindedness.
I think also, like, things are always going to go wrong no matter how much you plan it or how specific you try to make it or how much you try and control it. Like, be open to things fucking up, because they will. Like, there'll be mistakes and then you make it better next time. Like, there's so many things we've learned doing this together and trying to, like, add different elements into it. It's just being open to that, and therefore being open to, like, any collaborators' boundaries, and that includes venues and stuff. So it's like, okay, how do we then approach the way we're educating about this? Because it's not a thing of, like, we just want to shove it in your face and, like, have this in here and it be okay, which obviously, yes, that would be amazing. But it then becomes a responsibility of education, because people get scared when they don't know about it, or they think that should be kept for, like, secret bedroom times. Nobody should talk about that publicly. But then it does become that line of, like, where are we and our other collaborators and creatives who kind of do similar things to us? Where's our line of responsibility to educate, so spaces would open up their mind more to having these things happening?
Yeah, I feel like the education part is in itself a very time-consuming, energy-driven thing. And if you can find forms of creativity or your skill set that bring that in naturally, that's always a nice balancing point, right? Because otherwise it just becomes a form of activism, which can become very draining.
Going back in time, so when the festival started, it was massively supported, and I'm forever indebted to Lydia Ravisa, who we've worked and she's still part of the team, really, because she used to run Uncensored Festival. Did you hear that? Were you involved? So that was back in the day. 3 women team got a funding because there were certain acts of porn, including, I don't know, was it caning, spanking, some random shit that makes no sense. It was banned. They were trying to say, what the fuck is that? We can't show basic forms of sexual activity in film. Like, squirting was illegal.
What? Come on. What is that? It's like saying erections aren't legal.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't squirt, but still.
So I think it's case by case, year by year, what we have to face when it comes to what we can show or cannot. Like, what we were screening, if somebody came to the festival and wanted to report us, they could have reported us. That's where I'm going with that. So it's scary and also fucking annoying, because it's consensual.
I suppose going to different countries and seeing the different laws around it makes you realise how it doesn't have to be this way. But I'm very grateful that you are creating something that is at least actively changing for a lot of people what is on offer. It's changing the conversation around it. It's bringing humans together and making it more human, I would say, in general. But before we finish, I do have a quick fire round. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you?
Hit me.
Quick fire round.
All right. Warm up.
When do you feel most confident?
When I can't be seen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I love wearing my gimp mask, which is over there.
Gimp mask.
Yeah.
Not this one.
No, that's a pig mask.
She wears this one.
I don't need to wear that. I'm a pig. It's fine. As in the Chinese astrology.
Are you? I think I'm a monkey.
You're a monkey.
Or a
I love
dragon,
monkeys.
I'm not sure.
Oh.
One dream that you wish to come true.
I get to be Elphaba and Wicked.
That's true, though. That's very true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also my dream, to see you play Elphaba.
Oh.
Elphaba.
Name a positive experience that has shaped you.
Building a queer creative community over the past few years.
With Bold Melon.
With Bold Melon and with what we do, and kind of, yeah, that's shaped me and been very positive.
And I would obviously say LFFF.
Of course.
Yeah, it's still shaping me, and hopefully it's going to expand. And I want to see weird films. I want to see films that literally make me say, what the fuck? And I rarely say this. So I want filmmakers to literally shock me in a good way, like fuck my brain.
Final question. What is the best thing about being you?
The best thing about
Best thing!
About being you.
I was at a gig last night, so I'm quite tallish. So on high heels, I could see everything perfectly. Which is, that sounded
pretty good
stupid.
thing.
Do you like having bizarre thoughts and bringing them to life? That turns me on.
I love that.
Otherwise, it's just insanity. So when you actually manifest something that's in your brain, it's like, what the fuck? Why is it there? And then you bring it in life via performance or art.
It's for the art.
Art. Yes, creating, creativity turns me on.
I love that. Amy?
I'm very good in a crisis. Yeah.
That's why you're with me.
Where can people go to find more information about both of you and London Fetish Film Festival?
Okay, are you ready for the spiel?
Please, babe. Into the camera, why not?
So for film submissions, you can head to Film Freeway, the website, and it will be under London Fetish Film Festival. You can email us, londonfetishfilmfestival@gmail.com. We also have awards every year. So filmmakers, we do like best sound design, best costume, best those things. Instagram, we are at London Fetish Film Festival _ at the end. That's the new account. There is an old one that then got blocked and there was an issue with it because
Can't access it anymore. It's still there somewhere in the ether. You can see it, but we don't have access to it anymore because of censorship.
Bullshit.
Feel free to message us. Get involved. We're always looking for collaborators as well. Venus is at VenusRaven1 on Instagram. It's her like personal performance and photography profile. I have a mixture of personalities.
You're gonna say all of them now?
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna say at Bold Melon Collective or boldmelon.com. Queer Arts Collective, supporting emerging queer artists. And me, I am Tainted Saint 6.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Bethany.
coming on the show.
Thank
It
you
was
for
a long
having
way,
us.
but that's an inside joke.
Inside joke.
Yeah, we're very near here, which is great.
I can't wait to see what this year has to
Come,
share
are you
with
coming?
us.
You
I'm
should
coming.
come. Please come.
13th, 14th and 15th of December.
December is coming soon, actually.
Hey.
Ooh,
Thank you so
very
much.
excited about this year. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you so
It's
much.
the end. This episode is brought to you by our amazing sponsors, joyclub.com, an online sex positive community bringing kinky, curious wonders together from all walks of life. Whether you're looking to spice up your social calendar with those hottest events, share your steamy thoughts and ideas in their lively forum, or set out for a search for that hot date, Joy Club is the ultimate destination to connect with those like-minded individuals. Creating your profile is easy and it is the perfect way to showcase your unique vibe. Share those sassy photos and explore topics that excite you, and dive into the welcoming community where learning, exploring, and pleasure is encouraged. So if you're ready to bring a little extra excitement and joy into your world, head over to joyclub.com and join the community.